Shut up and sit down.
Hi. Oh my God. I'm so sorry for being late. It's my fault. I was getting a spray tan.
It's okay. That's all right. If you can't tone it, tan it. Just like your little caption says there.
That's right. Okay. So we're going to try to get this done. Oh, hello. Welcome to Pardon Me, Alex. Lumberjacks, only men's basketball podcast. Anyway, okay. We're going to try to get this done in a cool 35 to 45 minutes or so. Because then I also have things to do at 6 o'clock. So here we are. All right.
Don't know if that'll happen, but we'll go for it.
We're going to do our best.
3-0, baby. That's what we're going to get into right now. So
let's just go.
Dive right in.
Diving.
Few little points, just our background stuff. Want to say yesterday, I felt like we had great SFA fan support at the game.
Very much so. I'm glad you mentioned that.
There was like nobody at Rice, and I bet you I was going to say close to half the fans, but honestly, at the low point, like at least a third of the fans there were SFA fans.
Absolutely. And I would even say that your first initial guess was probably even closer because a lot of the people that were there supporting the Jacks, they didn't necessarily have on SFA gear. But we noticed after the game, there were a lot of people that were here to support the guys and the coaching staff that didn't have SFA stuff on. So maybe even more than we knew originally were there. But yeah, there was a bunch of SFA fans there, which was amazing.
So that was nice. Huge shout out to their staff, was super hospitable.
Yes.
And we made friends with like the nicest little lady. And I want to say, I'm pretty positive I heard one of her coworkers call her Kay. So we shouldn't be surprised. Kay's a great name. My mom's Kay, for anyone who doesn't know that. But she was so sweet, like chatted with us multiple times throughout. And then after the game, we just handed it to them. And she can tell that we're standing there waiting on the team to come out. And she came over and was like, y'all's bus is going to be pulling up front in a minute. Just wanted to let y'all know, and chatted with us and went out and like sprinted down this, narrow little one-way street to make cars move so that our bus could pull up to the door. And anyway, so that was really nice.
Yeah, she had more energy than I did, honestly. And yeah, she did sprint down there to go get the bus. I mean, she was off. Yeah, I agree. The fan attendance was great in Houston. Keep it up, people. The support staff was amazing. Our seats were pretty darn good. Thanks again, Scott Allen and Nick Rocco, for making that work. It was great. Speaking of Nick, if you didn't see our pictures from the game, both Nick and Laura traveled with us to the game last night, and that was great to have two more people in the party bus, or Frank as we all call him, heading down to the game. So that was really great as well. And we appreciate them coming with us and supporting the Jacks. So
yes, it was a fun night and well worth every minute of it. Another random note. So when I, of course, had to talk to my dad this morning for our little post-game chat about the game, he commented that their commentators were really great during the game, and I hurried and rewatched it since we moved this up a little bit. But they were really good. They were super complimentary of us. So that was nice to hear. And
I will co-sign that. I didn't get to rewatch it, but Mom said that they were amazing commentators. And so, if both Richard and my mother give glowing reviews of commentators, that it's good, because my mom is the biggest heckler of commentators who are boring or one-sided. So
she's a harsh critic. But yeah, they were super, super complimentary of us and just everything the guys were doing, and giving a lot of background stuff, talking about how great our team meshed and how good we looked for starting right at the beginning of the season with almost a whole brand new team and a brand new coach and all this stuff. And even gave a few little nuggets. Our guys apparently this summer went camping together as a team for like a team building exercise. And apparently, I wish I could have heard who made the comment and what the comment was to the commentators about said trip, because they remarked that it was the first time for a lot of the guys to ever go camping, and they probably wouldn't ever do it again, but that it was a good experience.
That's funny. I hope they had a good time.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, obviously,
camping as that big of a group automatically is just going to be chaotic.
At least it was guys and not girls. But
facts.
Yeah. So there's that. And then last little preliminary note, we had one of our favorite former Lumberjack basketball players back in attendance at the game again last night, Trey Pinckney.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun. Love to see some of the past guys show up.
Agreed.
So here is the general history and background info going into this game versus Rice. In past history with them, we had 3 wins and 3 losses in our previous matchups. The last matchup we won 81-62 at home. That was also our largest margin of victory against Rice in 2017. The smallest margin of victory was just 4 points, 90-86 in 2001.
Dang. Okay. Let me pull up the standings real quick. It'll take 2 seconds. All right. So the current standings in the Southland are as follows. Come on. It is, of course, now when I need it to go quick, it's not going quick. Also, I took my phone off Wi-Fi's to give us more bandwidth. Okay, there we go. So SFA is, again, I might need to screenshot this for posterity purposes, but for now, SFA and hopefully the rest of the season is in sole possession of first place at 3-0. And then you have McNeese at 2-1, UIW 2-1, and then we have multiple teams at 1-1, HCU, Lamar, UNO, Commerce, and UTRGV are 1-2, and then A&M Corpus Christi 1-3, Nichols 0-2, Northwestern 0-3, and Southeastern is also at 0-3. Man, I would not right now. I'm not going to do it, but I want to go in and see who these teams are playing. That are they're being handed L's right now at the beginning of the season. I mean, obviously it's non-conference, so who knows who they're playing? I mean, they could be playing teams like Duke, but you never know. Okay, moving on.
General notes for the game. Sorry, I didn't say this at the very beginning. Obviously, the game was last night, Tuesday, November 11th. We played on Autry Court in Tudor Fieldhouse in Houston.
We did. That was my first time driving around. Well, first of all, it was dark as shit, so you really couldn't see much. But I would like to go back to Rice during the day and see what it looks like now, because I haven't been there in like 20 plus years. So I would love. I know that the buildings are beautiful and stuff, and so it's just so funny. Like right in the middle of Houston, there's this like beautiful kind of old world feeling campus. It reminded me a lot of when we went to Duke, 100%. But yeah.
Tell everybody where we drove through. A handful of mid-majors and a few money games, Hunter.
Got it. Thank you, Hunter.
Tell everyone where we drove through to grab some grub on the way.
Oh, baby, a Houston staple. If you are from H-Town or just love Houston culture, especially rap culture, highly recommend that you go try out Trill Burgers, baby, the OG. We went through the drive-thru at Trill Burgers before the game, and I will say it was pretty darn good. They make smash burgers. Highly recommend trying a Trill Burger. If you go to our Facebook or Instagram, you can see the box that it came in. Pretty cool little box. Everything was on brand. When we pulled up, it literally looked like it was closed because it was so dark, but that's just the vibe, I guess, they got going over there. So again, here for it. Had a great little dinner before the game. And then, yeah, Trill Burgers, go check them out.
Yeah, I'm not even a big burger gal myself, and
No.
good. I would recommend Cosign. And the drive-through guy was super patient and nice with us and all of our different orders. So highly recommend, 5 stars. General game notes are, oh wait, one more note, sorry. So we had another somewhat celebrity, and I'm only using air quotes because I'm not downplaying celeb status, just making a point to say that there was someone else celeb in attendance at the game last night. We found out about later from Nick. Apparently, Eldramon's cousin was at the game, and he is an Emmy and Grammy award winning opera singer.
I saw that. That was wild.
Who would have known?
Shout out to Elle and his family for having amazing accolades. I mean, that's great.
I know. So cool. I'm gonna have to look him up and listen to some of his stuff at a later date, but I haven't had time for that yet. Anywho, starters, same lineup, Keon, CC, Cam, Gerald, Latif. We did win 81-69. Just a reminder, even though we are, and we don't have time to get back into the whole tangent of it today, but we talked about attendance last week, and our attendance was 1923 at our home game on Friday. Last night at Rice, their attendance was 1,293. So,
first of all, there's no way. Second of all, weird coincidence. But
I know all the same numbers.
See number one, yeah.
Yeah, there definitely was not 1,293 people in there last night, but even if there was, our attendance has blown that out of the water thus far.
Yeah, there's no way, bro.
So, anywho, Sean Kennedy's stat section, our field goal percentage was 49.1%, our 3-point percentage, 43.5%, our free throw percentage was 73.9%. We had 26 points in the paint, 10 points off turnovers, 10 second chance points, 4 fast break points, 15 bench points. We had a total of 36 rebounds, 7 offensive, 29 defensive. We had 24 fouls, 10 turnovers. They had 8 turnovers. We had 6 steals and 4 blocks. So our game leaders, we had, again, Keon leading the way, 27 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Cam right behind him, giving him a run for his money this game, 19 points and 2 rebounds. Latif had 11 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 steal. Narit had 8 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. And Gerald, again, almost within reach of a double-double, 6 points, 9 rebounds, 3 blocks, 1 assist, 1 steal. Again, one thing in every category.
Also, before we do player of the game, shout out to Gerald for being number 1 in the nation. This was of last night, mind you, so I don't know what has happened since then, but number 1 in the nation in blocks. Holy moly.
Yep.
Holy moly. Like, love that. Also, yes, Dennis just put that in the comments, and I was going to mention that and touch on it. Keon was awarded, what was that? The name of the award. Now I can't remember.
It was something mid-major player of the week, wasn't it?
Yeah, let me pull it back up while you do your player of the game.
Okay. So for this game, and then you can weigh in because I'll probably touch on some of your points as well. But I am going to say Keon for this game just because he was all over the floor, making amazing threes, rebounds, assists, steals, drives. He was 50% from the 3-point line, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds. He had an amazing game, but I have shout outs for a lot of other people. So I'll let you player of the game, and then we can do other gold
Absolutely. So for me, since you said Keon, obviously I co-signed Keon as player of the game. So it is the Lou Henson National Mid-Major Player of the Week. And for some reason I was going to say Lou Henson, but I didn't want to be wrong. So I went double checked and made sure. But yeah, Lou Henson National Mid-Major Player of the Week. well deserved. Keon, I mean, God bless America. He's been playing lights out. But my player of the game is going to be Cam, because he always comes in clutch with the three. His shooting is just impeccable. And also after the game, he graciously took a picture with Jacqueline and I. So that was really nice. So I always appreciate that. And so all the guys have been super nice and welcoming, and haven't been like, who are these broads, like type of to anything that we say or do. And so whether they are, comfortable with us or not, whatever, I don't care. Love to see it. Love to see it. I was going to say something else, and then I have, so this was last night. Yeah. Gerald is number 1 in the nation in blocks, averaging 5 per game. Keon is currently number 30 in the nation at points per game at 23. And then Latif is number 22 in the nation with 3-pointers per game at 4.
Love to see it. We're always in sync. I'm glad that you said Keon, because that was going to be my toss up for player of the game. Like I said when I was running down the list of game leaders, very close to being high point yesterday, and his shot was on point the first half for sure, because he was 5 of 6 from the 3-point line, and 4 of those were in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
If he would have had the same heat second half that he did first half, would have blown everybody out of the water. But still amazing. 5 of 6 from the 3-point line, amazing.
Agreed. So yeah, just roll right into the feats of strength. So
yeah, well, yeah, kind of a combo of my elaboration of the game leader.
Yeah,
strength.
100%.
But Latif, obviously up there on the game leaders. But I mean, he did a lot of great stuff last night. Beyond just his usual like outside shooting, he had some really great drives to the bucket, like really great ones, 1-and-1s, all kinds of nice things I like to see on the stat sheet. We already bragged on Gerald, but man, I mean, when he scores, it's just an extra cherry on top, because everything else he does, just the 9 rebounds, 3 blocks, 1 assist, 1 steal will be enough for me, but throw some points in there too.
And I feel like every game with Gerald, it's just consistent, and there's nothing I love more than just a consistent king. And I really appreciate his, never give up attitude. I mean, he's always down there crashing the boards as best as he can. And I really love that from him. And so I'm trying to go back and there we go. Gerald. Yeah. So where was I at? Oh, having 3 guys at double figures was absolutely, love to see that as well. Sharing the ball, scoring. Another thing I really loved about last night was, of course, Rice being Rice. I mean, they're no slouch at all, but I really did love the fact that they didn't lose, sight of the game plan. They didn't, buckle under the pressure, because I mean, Rice was coming back second half, as most teams do. They try to make a surge, and they were surging, and we never, there might've been panic, internally, but they didn't show it. They kept their cool, they kept their maturity. And I really love that, especially with, Rice coming back. I mean, I think at one point they were down to like being 7 away, or, it was under 10. It was under 10. And it was like, okay, boys, like we've been doing really good. And then they were starting to catch up a bit. And then we just, pulled away more in the second half.
Yeah. Got to give some shout outs to Narit for last night too. First of all, he played great, but at the end, once he hit that last 3,
hilarious,
it was over. Crank the car, go home. And then what's even funnier about that little story is, so last night, and I missed this in my who attended the game portion, but as far as family members of players who we have met thus far, Bryson's dad was there last night again. So he's been to all games so far, and
shout out
was there. And we got to chat with him for quite a few minutes after the game. Super nice guy.
Love it.
And he was telling us, so the 3-pointer that Narit made towards the very end of the game. It was like 2-something minutes left, I think, 2 to 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
He hit one. I mean, the announcers said he shot that from Plano. And there was like 14 seconds left on the shot clock. And Narit's dad was saying that as soon as he let that one fly, he was like, oh no. And it went right in because we were trying to stall the ball at this point. They're trying to foul us. And we still got half the shot clock left, and he fired it up from way out. But I was like, well, he knew it was going in. And he said that Narit told him the defender was blocking his view of the shot clock, so he could only see the 4 and thought it was 4 seconds left instead of 14. But hey, it all worked out. And Alex and I were like, at least he was looking at the shot clock, so that's good too. Got to circle back to Keon for a second because I missed one of my notes. So on top of everything that he always does, last night, normally we don't plan on seeing him make a lot of threes, but not that he can't. It's just not his first priority. Dennis says, yeah, Narit, the Rice announcer dude, really leaned into that 3-pointer.
He did.
But yeah, not that Keon can't shoot the 3. It's just not normally his first go-to. But last night, I mean, it was several like confident step back 3s that were just chef's kiss, gorgeous. Again, shout out to the announcers on giving us props on everything and good background. It was a man and a woman announcer, and the woman was like giving him even more credit, saying it's really a testament to how well a player can perform when they match well with a coach. Because if you look at Keon's numbers from last season, he averaged 13 points per game. And this season he's more than doubled that pretty much every game. So, I mean, speaking as a player, and especially like a player who mostly shoots, like if you're not clicking with the coach, you're not getting a representation of what you can actually do. So it's like so heartwarming to me to see him like flourishing, because as a player, it can be so frustrating when you know that you have so much more to give, but like the connection between you and the coach or the program or the system that they're running is just not a fit. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that bad for either side. I'm just saying if it doesn't match, it doesn't match. And when it does, it is glorious.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because I was about to touch on that just a little bit. And it's just so obvious that last year he wasn't given or provided the confidence to be all he could be. Let's just say that, right? Because it's so clear that he's exploded this year. He has the confidence, he has the drive, he's just a different player. He's just a totally different player. And I'm so happy that, you know, he has the support of his team. He has the support of his coaching staff. And of course, he's always had the support of us, but like, you could just tell that this season for him is going to be different. And the only person in his way, and he even said that the only person in his way is himself. So as long as everybody stays positive and he stays positive, there's nowhere to go but up right now for him.
Agreed. And that is the struggle, to get in your own way.
Correct.
Go ahead.
No, I honestly forgot what I was about to say. Oh, wait, no. I got to give a couple flowers to a couple guys who don't see a ton of time, but they did make a couple of differences on the court. Yeti, he had 2 assists, played 10 minutes, had 2 assists, got a rebound in there. One of them was to Latif for like a beautiful 3. So that was wonderful. Let's see who else was in there just for a little bit of time. Mo or Ahmed or Ak, we call him Ak. He played 18 minutes, got 5 points. He was 2 or 3 from the free throw. He got a couple rebounds in there. He got an assist in there. So again, the more time these guys get on the court, the better. And you can just tell, obviously the more practice and competition they see, not versus us, each other, the better they'll get. And so, again, I love Ak. I think he's such a sweet little boy. A little boy. They're all young enough to be like my younger brothers. And so it's just like, I don't mean to call you little boy. I'm so sorry. But anyway, I think they're all, again, this guy is the only people holding him back are themselves right now. Like they clearly have the talent and they have the basketball, acumen. They just have to execute every game. Be prepared and execute.
Very much agreed. And thank you for highlighting all those. If anyone noticed a slight, quick look of panic across my face, I literally saw Dave walking by in your background, but I saw it out of my peripheral and thought someone was walking behind me. And I almost panicked.
I missed the look of panic, but I'm not surprised that Dad did that. He's ridiculous, but yes, okay.
I almost thought I was going to be a Dateline episode with footage from the podcast.
Not today. Not today.
Not today.
But that's all I had for. Okay. I mean, everybody that watched the game, if you haven't watched it, go back and watch it. It was a great game. Highly recommend. It was competitive. It was physical. Loved it.
Last feat of strength for me, and this is another little nugget that I got from the announcers. So again, yay to them. Love to hear it. CC is currently second overall in the Southland Conference on steals and steal average.
An opposing team hates to see us coming.
They do, and they literally, if anybody watched the game last night on TV or watches it back, the female commentator literally said, like, towards the end, they were both saying, like, how great we did. And she was like, if you're in the Southland, you are circling SFA on your schedule. Like, you are looking and getting ready.
Yeah, I feel like that's so, it shows again, like, how big back we are, because that's how it always was. We always had a target on our back. And I feel like the last few seasons, we kind of lost that. It kind of was just like, meh, SFA is coming. Meh, no big deal. They're not really giant killers anymore. I don't know, guys. I'd be worried if I were you. Again, this is just 3 games in officially in the season, but everyone that we've talked to, all the fans we've talked to, they are pumped up for this season. They are loving what they see. I mean, we talked to some guys and gals after the game yesterday, and they're just loving what they're seeing so far out of the coach and out of the players. And so if you are hyped up and you are you're big back on SFA basketball, there is no better time to join the Sawmill Collective, and it's going by right now. I mean, it's go time, baby.
It sure is, and it's grievances time. CC, he's right to our opponents. I think so.
He's so athletic, it's not even funny. Like, yet again, he may not score a ton of points, and I don't need him to score a ton of points. Like, we have the shooters, we have, but where he excels in his defense, in his athletic ability, and rebounds, baby. He will fly in out of nowhere and grab a rebound that he's not even close to. And I just love that. And he's really, really great at pressure and putting pressure on the ball. So
yes. And leadership.
Yes. Agreed. Okay. Grievances. Here we go.
The tradition of Festivus begins with the airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now you're going to hear about it.
You. Okay.
I got a very simple one first. Has nothing to do with the guys. But when I watch these games back on the ESPN app, all of a sudden this season, so typically, when it goes to a media timeout, it does play commercials, but I can fast forward through them. Now, all of a sudden, it's like serving me ads that I have to just let play through.
Oh, God.
What is the deal? And I don't know, because I'm pretty sure, I have so many streaming apps like we all do, and many of them like overlap into packages with something else. Mm-hmm. So ESPN is part of my Hulu and Disney package. So maybe I need to go look back at that. I don't know, but I don't like it because I like to be able to just zip right through those media timeouts. And now I have to sit there and watch a 2-minute ad that I can't fast forward. And that's annoying. First world problems.
Gross. So my main couple grievances, one being, again, I'm not going to harp too much on it because our free throw percentage was better because there weren't as many, but I still think we have room to improve on our free throws. Again, they're free, baby. I don't know. I feels like we're, struggling. And honestly, it's just a few specific players, not naming names, but it's obvious whenever they're fouling at the end of the game a specific person. And anyway, it's just one of those little things that, I mean, I'm always gonna, bitch about it just a little bit is just free throws, just because of the fact that, I mean, Jesus, if we weren't as far ahead as we were, then I wouldn't even care as much, or I would care more. But if this is a closer game, we have to be more disciplined on free throws. We really, really have to lock in on those free throws.
Absolutely. And I was going to say the same thing. And here's beyond it, just them being free. And listen, I'm much happier with 73.9 than I am with like a 40 or 50.
100%.
However, here's what you got to bear in mind. And I've been on the soapbox before, but I'll repeat it again. So our free throws last night, we were 17 of 23, but what you have to realize is some of those were 1-and-1s that we may have missed the front end. So we had the opportunity for more. That's just how many we took.
Correct.
So
I'm glad you made that distinction, because that's kind of what I was alluding to, was the fact that there were opportunities for more. And when you miss the front end there, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's one of the smaller ones for this game. One of my other smaller ones for this game is I do feel like we had several easy 2-footers that we just didn't finish on. That's frustrating because those are easy baskets.
Agreed.
Baskets and then buckets, and I combined.
Yeah, second chance points were not where I would love them to be, and that comes from that just abysmal offensive rebound total. I mean,
that was next on my list too.
That offensive, again, shout out to the defensive rebounds, always on par there, but my, those offensive rebounds were just, and that's such a big thing for me, just specifically, is just offensive rebounds and getting that second chance opportunity, not to squander it, because, I mean, not saying those are free points, but gosh darn, almost. I mean, if you're there under the basket, God bless. And so I just feel like a little bit more, discipline there under the basket, getting those offensive rebounds.
Yeah, can't miss a shot if you don't have the or can't make a shot if you don't have the opportunity to take the shot. And when our defensive boards are 4 times the amount of offensive boards, we just need to see more, and we've got to block out. And I know it's tough, and I was not the best at blocking out, obviously. I mean, y'all can look at my size and guess that, but I did at least give an effort to find somebody. Like multiple of my coaches always said, find a body and put a body on somebody. I don't care who you're blocking out. If it's your own teammate, if I see you made the effort to reach for whoever's nearest you and block out, because last night we were outsized. Most of their roster was taller than us, but you're not even going to have a chance at grabbing that rebound if you're not blocking somebody out.
Agreed. And listen, that's going to happen a lot, is we're going to be outsized a lot. Like, there are some teams we're going to be playing in the next few weeks here that we've been playing a bunch of teams so far that have outsized us, but that shouldn't matter. We've won 3-0, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, as long as you're, blocking out and boxing out and doing all of the things that you should be doing under the basket, it doesn't matter if someone has 5 inches on you, babe. Like, if you're doing what you should be doing, it shouldn't matter.
I get that over the back call,
Right. Exactly. Draw the foul, babe. Another quick little thing for me is 00, number 0, Dallas Hobbs on the other team on Rice. Okay, listen, if you don't want the smoke, don't fricking ask for the smoke, because I'm sorry, there was no reason to get pushy. No reason to get pushy versus CC or whoever. I think he pushed CC, right?
It was CC, yeah. And
listen, he doesn't want the smoke.
I feel like he should have gotten a whistle for that. They did give him just a regular foul, but I think we could have seen a little bit more on that. But
agreed.
The referees were pretty lopsided, which we'll get to.
You can go ahead and talk about that.
Okay, yeah. So officiating.
Yeah.
Y'all know I don't complain about the officiating often, but I am gonna say, we had Nick filling in for Chauncey on giving us the foul count. comparison, and it was not good. The first half we had 9, they had 4 or 5. I mean, it was constantly we had double whatever they had. I mean, they were like in the double bonus, and we hadn't even got to the bonus yet. And it was when I talked to my dad this morning. First of all, former official, so he doesn't complain unless it's legitimate. He said that he felt like it was some bull crap calls, is what he said, and that's the closest that Richard Parton will get to cursing. So, you know how he felt about that. And my point was, it was not even the quantity of the fouls; it was the quality of the fouls.
Yeah,
It was incongruent, because I mean, we would get completely thrown to the ground in the lane to get a foul, and like they were calling stuff on us that was like
soft,
hand checking.
soft,
BS.
very soft, very, very soft.
I don't like that. And Breyer's comment to the ref in the second half was, all they can do is make free throws, and you keep calling fouls.
That sent me over the edge. I couldn't stop giggling for about 10 minutes. So
okay, we did miss another feat of strength, and you're the one who witnessed it. So you gotta, I guess it can tie in with airing of grievances, because one of our favorites did not have a great game last night, Eltramon. And listen, everybody has a bad game every once in a while. Last night was not his game.
oh yes, okay. I'm
we're
sorry.
not-
I was like, where's she alluding to?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll lay in the plane in a minute.
Okay.
So we're not judging him by that, and please no one else judge him by that, because we have seen him play. He is a great player. He has so many great things to offer, and we're going to see wonderful things from him. Last night was just not it. But Alex witnessed some a nice little feat of strength that was the lemonade from the lemon on that, I suppose.
Yeah, no. So after, there was one moment in the first half, I believe, where I think Elle may have, put up a shot and just was a little off. And, of course, coach took him out, and, he goes down and he sits down at the very end of the bench. And it was a very quick sequence where coach walked all the way down to the end of the bench, grabbed him like by the head, like very, nicely, lovingly, like basically got close to him and just patted him and just was saying like, it's okay, dude. Like, shake it off. I'm just saying,
it's rare.
It's rare to see coaches do that. And I haven't seen a coach that we've had do that in a really, really long time. Just for the fact, and you know what I mean? Like it'd be one thing if it was one of the assistant coaches, or GA going down there and giving him some words. But the fact that the head coach took 20 seconds from paying attention to what was happening during the game to walk all the way down to the end of the bench, grab Elle, basically pull him down and say, listen, and like embrace him and tell him it's all right. Shake it off. Now I'm assuming that's what he said, but the fact that he embraced him, and I'm sure he said something very uplifting and motivational. I again, didn't overhear him, but I can only assume when you embrace someone like that as a communication major, knowing my nonverbals, that's kind of what you think. You know what I mean? So I really, really, really love that.
I know that if we talk about it too long, I'm going to get teary, because that's like coming from a player that's so important, especially when you're the type of player who is, like we talked about with Keon, you're your own worst critic, and you're going to be the one to get down on yourself and get in your own way.
Most athletes are. When
you see, I mean, I think it was either after he like airballed the 3 or like
it was an airball
sequence. Yeah. It was something more than just like, one little whatever. And when he came out, you could tell he was down on himself. He was in his head. Right. I'm going to go to the farthest seat on the bench, and I just want to be in my like head for a second. And so for him to recognize that and take the time out to go down there and be like, hey dude, like, I know that you understand why I had to pull you out, but like, it's going to be okay. We're not mad. Like, it's not your moment. So for the betterment of the team, you got to sit for a minute, but like, you're going to keep moving forward. So,
and then like, 5 or 6 minutes later, he goes back in. I don't know the exact timing. I'm just, roundabout. He goes back in, and at some point, I mean, he nails a little layup. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, so the care and consideration. And again, you will never find me to be the one that's like, yeah, let's have, love and safe space and participation awards. And that's not me. You know what I mean? If you're sucking, you're sucking. I'm not going to mince words. I'm not going to like spare your feelings, but the fact that you have a coach and coaching staff that actually truly cares and like wants to see their team play well and actually shows, empathy and sympathy and love, that goes a long way, because that actually gain respect from your players by doing that. And they'll actually want to run through a brick wall for you.
Amen.
Sure.
A little encouragement and reassurance makes a huge difference.
Exactly. Okay. How we doing on?
I just have a few more.
Okay, run through them real fast.
Grievances. We got to talk on screens. There were multiple times last night that I don't know where I'm not calling anybody out in specific. I don't know where the miscommunication happened, but I know Latif at least twice, I think, got just completely laid out.
I think Tariq did as well.
And then there were a few where it was like we didn't communicate on the screen, and then we ended up with a big mismatch because of the switching and whatnot.
Right.
Don't love to see that, and that's just something we got to work on. This is one reason why I rewatch the games, because there's a lot happening in a very quick amount of time during the game that as I say for the refs, they can't always get it right, and you can only see it as quick as you see it. But when you get to watch those replays, and since we were just talking about him, and I hope that someone relays this to him or he sees it on the film, because I know he's down on himself yesterday, but he took a fantastic charge that they called as a block.
Yep.
And when they showed the replay, both of the Rice announcers were like, "Oh, yep, his feet were set." That was a charge, not a block.
There you go.
My only other one for our play is we got to figure out the second half blues, because
Agreed. I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to mention that, but yeah.
It wasn't as bad this game as it was in the Sam Houston game, but it's now you kind of know this is sort of what happened when we played Sam Houston. We had a great lead, and then it was just like, I don't know what happened, and then all of a sudden here we are. So I don't know what happened yesterday, and Dad brought that up, and I was like, yeah, that was the Sam Houston game, but like times two. So
Yeah.
there's somewhere in the sauce that we're like losing speed in the second half. So we just got to work that out. And my last one, I'll make it quick, but y'all know I love to bitch about this. There's a difference between fouling at the end to try to get the ball back and score when it makes
I knew you
sense.
were gonna bring this up.
And there is a point where you got to just wave the white flag and let it go, or else you're going to lose by more points, because this excessive fouling at the end, like they're not Reggie Miller in winning time. They're not going to score 8 points in 9 seconds. I mean, okay, they started fouling when we had 2 minutes left and they were down by 9.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll give you like 2 fouls on that train. But then they just kept doing it. At 30 seconds, they're down by 11 and they're still fouling. Why? You're just letting us make more points, and you're making the game take longer. And even their own announcers called it a free throw palooza, and I'm going to start using that term now.
Not wrong. Not wrong. Okay. Okay. Love it. All right. So one word to describe this whole game for me, I'm just going to go trill. Trill burgers, fantastic little pregame snack. That it's my boy, the OG. Game was trill, everything was you know what I mean? Like it was cool, it was sweet, it was down, it flowed. There were little bumps and bruises along the way, but ever since we started pulling ahead and we stayed ahead the whole game, yeah, there was definitely some second half blues we have to figure out a little bit there, but I mean, once we were ahead, we stayed ahead. And I love to see it.
Mine is just going to be a letter instead of a word this time, because I forgot to mention this also. But for you, Alex, you're going to love this little nugget. So my one letter to sum up this game is just going to be H, because at the end of the game, whenever Cam had 2 free throws that he made, and I did not notice this during the game last night, and I know you didn't either, or you would have said something, but I noticed it whenever I was watching it back, because the female commentator commented on it after the first free throw and said, "Did I see that?" And then after the second one, she was like, "Yep." So Cam is from Houston. After he made that first free throw, he held up the H, And she was like, did he just hold up the H? And then after the second free throw, he did it again.
I missed that completely.
I did too. I didn't notice it in real life and like in real time, but
believe me, yeah, if I would have saw it, I would have mentioned it. I would have threw up the H with him. I knew I liked that kid.
I know. I was like, Alex is going to love this so much. So yeah, mine is just the letter H.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, great game. Enjoyed the hell out of it. I'm glad we all went. And my last grievance, and this will be how we wrap it up, is the fact that I just won't be there on Friday to watch the game. That's another reason why I was late today. I was going getting a spray tan for the wedding that I'm in this weekend. And as much as I'm so excited for the wedding and to celebrate my friends Ira and Megan getting married, I am also equally sad that I will not be at the game on Friday night. But Jacqueline and Laura Mack and the rest of the crew will hold it down, and we'll be at the brewery, so I'll put it on the TV there. But yeah, I'm torn up. I hate it, but you know what I mean? It should happen. So
and come out. It's going to be a double header. Ladies at 5:30, guys at 8.
Exactly. All right. Thank you, guys. That concludes tonight's recap. And look at that. We got it done in under an hour. And yeah, just if you can go out to the game on Friday night, please do so. If you can come in for the whole weekend, please do that, because we got basketball on Friday, boys and girls, and then we got football on Saturday. So it's one hell of a weekend of sports for the Lumberjacks and the Lady Jacks. And, you know, these teams deserve the support. They deserve all of the love. And all we can say is wear purple, cheer loud, come early, stay late. And as always, Axe 'em Jacks.
Axe 'em.